up in College City, Iowa, where I've just surprised the fabulously popular Princess Wannabuck serenely shopping the crystal discount aisle. She's well known by new pagans, old hippies, and self-aware non-Indian advocates. She returned to the Midwest to offer her intensive workshop, Know Your Indian Inner Child. Pardon me, Princess Wannabuck.
I'm sorry, I only give autographs for my book signings and my workshop participants.
Could you share a few thoughts with our radio audience, please?
A medium moment. My spirit guides anticipated this opportunity to bring more yearning souls of the warm embrace to the For Real People tribe.
There are questions as to your legitimacy as an Indian teacher, prophet, and tribal leader.
Well, there was an unfortunate confusion between myself and that greedy fraud, Chief Wendy Wannabe. She can't even open an American Indian Express account after that ghastly lawsuit.
How do we distinguish a fake from a legitimate Indian teacher?
Some say prophet.
With authentic spiritual wisdom to sell?
Oh, the desperation and insight in that question. Inquiring minds recognize that tribal identity is more than bloodlines, earth tones, and stuff like that. Indian is not an identity that can be purchased cheaply with mere money. The For Real People tribe is from the depths of primeval time. We were Native Americans in a prehistoric life, reunited in this astral plane. Your native pre-birth self can be found and embraced on a guided, intense weekend for only $780 plastic, or discount cash and family groups. But you must excuse me now. I have to restock my crystals.
You are listening to AIR, American Indian Radio. The time is now 29 minutes past the hour. Coming up next is Donald J. Trump and his apprentice Indians. Make America Great Again!
It's 1995 and we're at the premiere of Son of Dances with Wolves. In the sequel film, Kevin Costner's character is saved from a military execution by his eldest son and a bunch of wacky Sioux warriors. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk with him. Oh, here he is now. Kevin, excuse me, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
What statements do you wish to make with about the Son of Dances with Wolves film?
Well, let's see. I guess first of all, I'd like to thank the producers, the entire cast, and my family.
Kevin!
Oh yes, and all you too. And Mark Ruffalo, eat your heart out.
Perhaps you misunderstood me, but you must seem confident that you'll do better with the sequel at the Academy Awards than you did with Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, man. I thought the first one was an important film. I pushed real hard for having Indian actors speaking their own language, you know. But it's hard to score with any sequel nowadays. But I hope this one will get the recognition it deserves.
Please, tell us if you can, how did you arrive at the title, Son of Dances with Wolves?
Well, that's easy. I went out to Sedona. I took off all my clothes. I rubbed my left cheek, and then my right. Built up a little friction. And then all of a sudden, it went into my head. Shumani tutaka washi chu. Shumani tutaka shuwashi chu. Shumani tutaka shuwashi chu.
What does that mean?
Well, dances with bad white boy.
We're here now in South Dakota, again at the Indian massacre site of Wounded Knee, where the filming of made-for-television movie, Lakota Woman, has just been completed. Actress and producer, Jane Fonda, just walked by. Jane, oh my God, what luck. Jane, could you tell us, why have you gone to such efforts to bring this historical event to the American viewing audience?
Well, you know my dad always taught me to work for the rights of those who are oppressed. You know that I helped raise money for the Vietnamese people during the 60s? It wasn't a popular stand, but it was right.
And now here you are, making an Indian movie in South Dakota. I understand you have many Indians working on the movie.
Yes, it was important to have to me to have the Indian people telling their own story. My husband, Ted Turner, and I feel so strongly about doing the right thing. With Indian people, you know, we work so hard to go Braves! Scalp those suckers! I mean, we work hard to see that Indian issues come to the public's attention. Get those tomahawks chopping! We need a home run, boys! Excuse me. I mean, you know, Indian people have been so misunderstood. Go Braves! Go Braves! Go Braves!
Are you all right?
Oh yes. Go Ted, my brave warrior! I mean, the Indian people have been so mistreated, and yet no one seems to listen. Go Braves! Another RBI for everyone! I mean, go Braves! Go Braves! Go Braves!
Fat, go away. Go and land on Doris Day. Just kidding, folks. All you Fonda fans out there, get off your butts and work the white guilt as well as build muscle with Jane Fonda's Indian workout. That's right, for just $39.95, you will be able to lose inches and stop overeating on that res. Also, a small portion of your money will go towards funding a native weight loss program. With that initial payment of $39.95, you'll receive a workout tape featuring traditional dances, and you'll feel better fast. Raising your self-esteem in 90% and the program, and just think, you know, you've helped send a plane full of fat-free food to one of a dozen or more reservations in America. Eating natives, overeating blues. 2. Now act now and you'll also receive Robert Redford's Sundance workout tape. Get rid of that unwanted flesh the Indian way. Call 1-800-INDIANS.
Hellfire! All you Midwestern farmers, and this is your lucky day. We know farmland isn't the cash cow it used to be. So if you'd like to turn your tired, your poor, your huddled barns into something worthwhile, Indian Bingo Makeover Barn Kit could be the answer to your prayers. Here's how you can apply. Just pick up that phone and dial 1-800-INDIANS, and we'll work out all the details for you. Also, each of you will receive a free bow and arrow for just trying out this 30-day Indian Bingo Makeover Barn Kit. Just sign on the dotted line, and an Indian representative will assist you in getting you relocated. I mean, rebuilt soon.
Tonight we have with us our guest on Firing Blanks, the renowned ethnocritic, Claude Levi Echofem. Dr. Echofem has ventured into Euro-tribal reservations, seen Quan Nam, and made a most startling axiomatic discovery. She will reveal to us an aspect of this culture that has so fascinated Indians all over this continent. Dr. Levi Echofem, share with us, if you will, ad hominem, some of this groundbreaking analysis of European and Euro-American culture.
In my newest book, I build on the theory I introduced in Consumer Culture. I'm sure all you others out there are familiar with the cannibalistic tendencies of Judeo-Christian traditions.
I gather then that you can tell us, ex cathedra, why Europeans prefer meat characterized by a lack of pigmentation.
My newest book, Professional Cannibalism, explains the cultural phenomenon and makes connections between pagan traditions and the transubstantiation of the European masculine fascination with white meat, dark meat, etc. Which we all know is inferior to our, In addition, I look at the European anal tradition, which we all know is inferior to our own oral tradition, and found many instances that these cannibalistic ideological productions.
Yes, Doctor, all orally aside, can you explain this moon of the misbegotten interpretation of Eurocentric tribalism to our perfect, mother-loving studio audience?
From Jonathan Swift to Hitler to Jeffrey Dahmer, it can be assumed that whites are cannibals. Moreover, the history of colonization on this continent is already littered with examples of European cannibalism that constructed the body to the native others as edible.
Claudine, we all know, of course, that Hitler was a vegetarian, and I suspect, in absentia, that you intend to implicate the Donner Party here. And by extension, pro patria mori. You go so far as to say on page 232 of your new book that Eurocentric tribal productions center on this cannibal figure culminating in its most recent incarnation, Hannibal the Cannibal Lecter.
Indeed, Bill, unlike the